Facebook. Good evening, everyone. You're doing great. Hope everything is going on well with you. I'm having mixed feelings. I come on, I haven't come live since yesterday. I haven't been able to meet up, and that's really sad. I tried yesterday. It rained cat and dog yesterday, and yesterday I went to make my niece hair, so I couldn't make it before the rain started. And I wasn't with my tools, I wasn't with my tripod or light, so I couldn't go live in my auntie's place. And today it's been, a lot of activities. Today is Sunday, we all know. And tomorrow is work. Everyone is trying to get ready for tomorrow and all that. And another challenge that I think that we may be having is data. Is data. The truth is that the data is as if they are sucking it. I don't know. And I'm very rich, oh, just in case from tomorrow, if I don't come online, just know I don't have data. It's not like I don't want to come live, but I don't have data. And if I don't come live, I'm not going to pause it. The devil would want to use that to hold me from breathing and continuing, but I refuse. So even if I don't come live, anytime you see that I don't come live and you're following this our schedule and you're following me, please come live. Sorry, please. Somebody say, please read your Bible. That's what I'm trying to say. Please read your Bible. Don't wait until I come on YouTube live or Facebook live. Don't wait for me because I'm very rich, and now I understand why churches take offer. Because coming online, I'm doing 5 gig, and it's barely enough for 3 days. I say 5 gig, 5,000 naira is barely enough for 3 days. And for how many weeks now that we are barely up to a month? This should be the third week we started, and it's already telling on me. Almost every 3 days, I have to subscribe 5,000 naira. I don't have that kind of job that is paying me that kind of money. I even just got a job. I've not even collected my first salary. So please, if you don't see me live, understand that I'm reading offline is because I don't have that. I'm not going to come here and come and start pretending for you guys and start doing as if maybe I'm one rich kid. I don't have money. So if you don't see me live, just know that I don't have data. So whenever we stop, to just continue on your own because I'll also continue offline. I'm not going to wait until when I have money to buy data before I continue. So I'm just saying this. I just want to stress it so you understand me. I'm not going to wait until I have money to buy data before I come live or before I read and continue my challenge. But if I have data, you will see me live. If I don't have data, I'm not going to come online, and I'm not going to steal to buy data. I'm not going to steal to buy data. So please understand me and understand that these things take money and they take a lot of uh willpower, and I've exhausted my financial limit for now. So thank you and God bless you. And we proceed to Numbers chapter 2. Please, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube, please subscribe. I do lifestyle content, I teach. It's just that this is the only thing I can do now because of I just got my job and I haven't worked for at least 3 to 4 months. When my job is stable, I'll start dishing out other content aside this. So please subscribe while you await the other contents I'm going to make. Another thing is, I am carrying out a Bible challenge. That's for those of you that are new on YouTube and Facebook, or just started following me new or subscribed new. I am challenging myself to read the Bible from Genesis to Revelation in 6 months. This is something I've tried doing privately and it's not working. And the amazing thing is that it's barely 3 weeks I started and we're already in numbers, just because you guys are my motivation. You guys are here. There are people watching me, so there are people I don't want to disappoint. So those things are kind of pushing me to my to do the things I wouldn't normally do. So please Support me anywhere you can and subscribe, like, share, and God will bless you. Amen. Okay, so we proceed from Numbers chapter 2 all the way to Numbers 15. Remember that yesterday we didn't come live yesterday, so I would see to it that we'll finish our pending chapters. But from tomorrow henceforth, I won't have to wait till I come live to continue. Hi Yamal, hi Young Abushi. God bless you for joining this live. Please subscribe, like, and share. So we continue from Numbers chapter 2. May the Lord bless the reading of his word in Jesus' name. Amen. Then the Lord gave these instructions to Moses and Aaron. Each tribe will be assigned to its own area in the camp, and the various group will camp beneath their family banners. The tabernacle will be located at the center of this tribal compound. The division of Judah, Issachar, and Zebulun are to camp towards the sunrise on the east side of the tabernacle, beneath their family banners. These are the names of the tribe, their leaders, and the number of their available troops. So sorry. It's like, okay. We read something like this, but that was chapter 1. So let's proceed. The tribe, they divided into tribe, leaders, and number. So the tribe of Judah, Nashon, son of Abina, Abni, Abni, Abin, Aminadab. Issachar, Nathaniel, son of Zua, 54,400. Zebulun, Elab, son of Helon, 57,400. So the total number of all the troops on Judah's side of the camp is 186,400. Those three tribes are to lead the way whenever the Israelites travel to a new campsite. The division of Reuben, Simeon, and Gad are to camp on the south side of the tabernacle, beneath their family banner. These are the names of the tribe, their leaders, and the number of their available troop. The tribe is Reuben, Eleazar son of Shideon, 46,500. Simon Shelumel, son of Zerushadiah, 59,300. Gad, Eliasaph, son of Duel, 45,650. So the total number of all the troops on Reuben's side of the camp is 151,450. These three tribes will be second in the line wherever the Israelites travel. Then the Levites will set out for their middles of the camp with the tabernacle. All the tribes are to travel in the same order that they camp, each in position under the appropriate family banner. The division of Ephraim, Manasseh, and Benjamin are to camp on the west side of the tabernacle beneath their family banner. These are the names of the tribes, their leaders, and the number of their available troop. Ephraim, Elishama, son of Ammihud, 40,500. Manasseh, Gamaliel, son of Pendazo, 32,200. Benjamin, Abidan, son of Gidoniah, 35,400. So the total of all the troops on Ephraim's side of the camp is 108,100, and they will follow the Levites in the line of the march. The division of Dan, Asher, and Naphtali are to camp on the north side of the tabernacle beneath their family banner. These are the names of the tribes, their leaders, and the number of the available troops. Dan, Ahaziah, son of Ammishaddai, 62,700. Asher, Pagal, son of Okran, 41,500. Naphtali, Ahira, son of Enan, 53,400. So the total of all the troops on Dan's side of the camp is 157,600. They are to bring up the rear whenever the Israelites move to a new camp. In summary, the troop of Israel listed by their family totaled 603,550. The Levites were exempted from this census by the Lord's command to Moses. So the people of Israel did everything just as the Lord has commanded Moses. Each clan and their family set up camp and marched under their banner exactly as the Lord had instructed them. And we proceed to chapter 3 of Numbers. This is the family line of Aaron and Moses. This is the family line of Aaron and Moses as it was recorded when the Lord spoke to Moses on Mount Sinai. Aaron's, son, Aaron's sons were Nadab, the first son, Abihu, Eleazar, and Itamar. Itamar. They They were anointed and set apart to minister as priests, but Nadab and Abihu died in the Lord's presence in the wilderness of Sinai when they burned before the Lord a different kind of fire than he had commanded. Since they had no son, this left only Eleazar and Itamar to serve as priests with their father Aaron. Then the Lord said to Moses, call forward the tribes of Levi and present them to Aaron the priest as their assistants. They will serve Aaron and the whole community, performing their sacred duties in and around the tabernacle. They will also maintain all the furnishing of the sacred tent, serving in the tabernacle on behalf of all the Israelites. Assign the Levites to Aaron and his sons as their assistants. Appoint Aaron and his sons to carry out the duties of the priesthood. Anyone who comes to the too near the sanctuary must be executed. And the Lord said to Moses, I have chosen the Levites from among the Israelites as substitutes for all the firstborn sons of the people of Israel. The Levites are mine, because all the firstborn sons are mine. From the day I killed all the first sons of the Egyptian, I set apart for myself all the firstborn in Israel of both male and animals, of both men and animals. They are mine. I am the Lord. The Lord spoke again to Moses there in the wilderness of Sinai. He said, take a census of the tribe of Levi by its families and clan. Count every male who is 1 month old or older. So Moses counted them, and just as the Lord had commanded, Levi had 3 sons who were named Gershon, Gohat, and Merari. The clan descended from the Gershon were named from 2 of his sons' descendants, Libni and Shimea. The clans the clans descended from Kohath were named for 4 of his descendants, Amram, Izia, Hebron, and Uzziel. The clan descended from Merari were named for 2 of his descendants, Mahli, and Moshi. These were the Levite clans listed according to their family groups. The descendants of Gershon were composed of the clans descended from Libni and Shimea. There were 7,500 males 1 month old or older among this Gershonite clan. They were assigned the area to the west of the tabernacle for the camp. The leader of the Gershonite clan was Eliasaph, son of Leel. These 2 clans were responsible to care for the tent of the tabernacle with its layers of covering, its entry curtains, the curtains of the courtyard that surrounded the tabernacle and altar, the curtains at the courtyard entrance, the courts, and all the equipment related to their use. The descendants of Kohath were composed of the descendants of Kohath were composed of the clans descended from Amram, Ishar, Hebron, and Uzziel. There were 8,600 males, 1 month old or older among these Kohahites. God have mercy. God have mercy. Kohathites. I don't know how to pronounce this. Kohathite, Kohathite clan. They were responsible for the care of the sanctuary. They were assigned the area of the tabernacle for their camp. The leader of the Kohathite clan was Elizaphan, son of Uzziel. These four clans were responsible for the care of the ark, the table, the lampstand, the altar, the various utensils used in the sanctuary, the inner curtains, and all the equipment related to their use. Eleazar, the priest, Aaron's son, was the chief administrator over all the Levites, with special responsibility for the oversight of the sanctuary. The descendants of Merari were composed of the clan descended from Mahali and Moshe. They were 6,200 males, 1 month old or older among this Merarite clan. They were assigned the area north of the tabernacle from the camp. The leader of the Merari clan was Zuriel, son of Abihal. These two clans were responsible for the construction of the frame supporting the tabernacle, the crossbar, the pillars. The network is terrible. The bases and all the equipment related to their use. They were also responsible for posts of the courtyards and all their base pegs and courts. The area in front of the tabernacle in the east towards the sunrise was reserved for the tent of Moses and of Aaron his sons, who had the final responsibility for the sanctuary on behalf of the people of Israel. Anyone other than a priest or Levite who came too near to the sanctuary was to be executed. So among the Levite clan counted by Moses and Aaron at the Lord's command, they were 22,000 males and 22,000 males 1 month old or older. Then the Lord said to Moses, now count all the firstborn sons in Israel who are 1 month old or older, and register each name. The Levites will be reserved for me as substitute for the first sons of Israel. I am the Lord, and the Levites' livestock are mine as substitutes for all the firstborn livestock of the whole nation of Israel. So Moses counted the first sons of the people of Israel, just as the Lord had commanded. The total number of the first sons who were 1 month old or older was 22,273. Now the Lord said to Moses, take the Levites in one place of take take the Levites in place of the firstborn sons of the people of Israel, and take all the livestock of the Levite as substitutes for the firstborn. Take the Levite in place of the first sons of the people of Israel, and take the life. Sorry. Now the Lord said to Moses, take the Levites in place of the first sons of the people of Israel, and take the livestock of the Levites as substitute for the firstborn livestock of the people of Israel. The Levites will be mine. I am the Lord. To redeem the 253 firstborn sons of Israel who are in excess of the number of Levites. Collect the first piece of silver from each person and pieces weighing the same as the standard century shekel. Give the silver to Aaron and his sons as a redemption price for the extra firstborn sons. So Moses collected redemption money for the firstborn sons of Israel who exceeded the number of Levites. The silver collected on behalf of these firstborn sons of Israel came to about 34 pounds in weight. And Moses gave the redemption money to Aaron and his sons as the Lord has commanded. My Facebook keeps reconnecting and I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why the network is really this bad. I don't know why it's really this bad. Thank you, Minister. Okay, I think we're back on Facebook. Chapter 4, we proceed. Then the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, take a census of the clans and families of the Kehohites, 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 Kehah. Why is this so hard to pronounce? Take a census of the clan and families of the Kohathites, Kohathites, division of the families, division of the Levite tribe. Count all the men between the ages of 30 and 50 who qualify to work in the tabernacle. The duties of the Kohathites are at the tabernacle will relate to the most sacred objects. When the camp moves, Aaron and his sons must enter the tabernacle My Facebook keep reconnecting and it's distracting me. It's not working. When the camps move, Aaron and his sons must enter the tabernacle, first to take down the inner curtain and cover the ark of the covenant with it. Then they must cover the inner curtains with fine goat skin and leather, and the goat skin leather with a dark blue cloth. Finally, they must put the carrying pole of the ark in place. Next, they must spread a blue cloth over the table where the bread of the presence is displayed, and place the dishes, spoon, bowls, cups, and the special bread on the clothes. They must spread a saclet cloth over that. And finally, a covering of fine goat skin leather on top of the on top of the scarlet cloth. Then they must insert the carrying poles into the table. Next, they must cover the lampstand with a dark blue cloth along with its lamp snuffers, trays, and special jars of olive oil. The lampstand with its utensils must then be covered with fine goat skin leather, and the bundle must be placed on a carrying frame. Aaron and his sons must also spread a dark blue cloth over the gold altar and cover the cloth with a covering of fine goat skin leather. Then they also then they are to attach the carrying poles to the altar. All the remaining utensils of the sanctuary must be wrapped in a dark blue cloth, covered with fine goat skin leather, and placed on the carrying frame. The ashes must be removed from the altar, and the altar must then be covered with a purple cloth. Facebook keeps reconnecting. I don't know. I don't know. Why is this happening? Sorry, let me check my network is strong. I don't know. Okay, let's just proceed. All the altar utensils and the fire pans, hooks, shovel, basins, and all the containers are to be placed on the cloth, and a covering of fine goat skin leather must be spread over them. Finally, the carrying pole must be put in place. When Aaron and his sons have finished covering the sanctuary and all the sacred utensils, the Kohathites will come and carry the stains to the next destination, but they must not touch the sacred object or they will die. So they are these are the objects of the tabernacle that the Kohathites must carry. Eleazar, son of Aaron the priest, will be responsible for the oil of the lampstand, the fragrant incense, the daily grain offering, and the anointing oil. In fact, the supervision of the entire tabernacle and everything in it will be Eleazar's responsibility. Then the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, "Don't let the Kohathite clan be destroyed from among the Levites. This is what you must do so they will live and not die. When they approach the most sacred objects, Aaron and his sons must always go in with them and assign a specific duty or load to each person. Otherwise, they will not approach the sanctuary and look at the sacred objects for even a moment, or they will die." This is. And the Lord said to Moses, "Take a census of the clan and families of the Gershonites, division of the tribe of Levi. Count all the men between the ages of 30 and 50 who are eligible to serve in the tabernacle." Facebook. God. The duties of the Gershonites will be in the area of general service and carrying loads. They must carry the curtains of the tabernacle itself. They must carry the contents of the tabernacle itself with its covering, the outer covering of fine goat skin leather, and the curtain for the tabernacle entrance. They are also to carry the curtains for the courtyard walls, that surrounds the tabernacle, and altar, the curtain across the courtyard entrance, the necessary cord, and all the altar accessories. Facebook people are left behind. The Gershonites are responsible for transporting all these items. Aaron and his sons will direct the Gershonites regarding their duties, whether it involves moving or doing other work. They must assign the Gershonites the loads they are to carry. So, these are the duties assigned to the Gershonites at the tabernacle. They will be directly responsible to Itamar, son of Aaron the priest. Now Now take a census of the clan and families of the Merarites, division of the Levite tribe. Count all the men between the ages of 30 and 50 who are eligible to serve in the tabernacle. Their duties at the tabernacle will consist of carrying loads. They must be required to carry the frames of the tabernacle, the crossbars, the pillars with their bases, the posts for their courtyard walls with their bases, pegs, cords, accessories, and everything else related to their use. You must assign the various loads to each man by name. So these are the duties of the Merarites. Merarites at the tabernacle. They are directly responsible to Itamar, son of the priests. Facebook has lost over 5 minutes of this reading. So Moses and Aaron and the other leaders of the community counted the Gehathites division by its clan and family. The count included all the men between 30 and 50 years of age who are eligible for service in the tabernacle, and the total number came to 2,750. So this was the total of all those from the Gehohite clan who were eligible to serve at the tabernacle. I think I need to do something about Facebook. Give me 1 minute. Let me cancel the live and come back again. It keeps going off over and over again. Done. I don't know why the network is this terrible. So I'm going live again on okay. Okay, we're back on Facebook. Okay, so this was the total of all those from the Kehohite clan who were eligible to serve at the tabernacle. Moses and Aaron counted them just as the Lord had commanded through Moses. The Gershonite division was also counted by its clan and families. The count included all the men between 30 and 50 years of age who were eligible for service in the tabernacle, and the total number came to 2,630. So this was the total of all those from the Gershonite clan who were eligible to serve at the tabernacle. Moses and Aaron counted them just as the Lord has commanded. The Merarites division was also counted by its clan and families. The count included all the men between 30 and 50 years of age who were eligible for service in the tabernacle, and the total number came to 3,200. So this was the total of all those from the Merarite clan who were eligible for service. Moses and Aaron counted them just as the Lord had commanded through Moses. So Moses and Aaron and the leaders of Israel counted all the Levites by their clan and family, all the men between 30 and 50 years of age who were eligible for service in the tabernacle, and and for for all its transportation, numbered 8,580. Each man was assigned his task and told what to carry, just as the Lord had commanded through Moses. And so the census was completed, just as the Lord had commanded Moses. And we now proceed to Exodus. No, my face is scratching me. Exodus chapter 5. Sorry, 1 minute. Exodus chapter 5. The Lord gave these instructions to Moses: command the people of Israel to remove anything from the camp who has a contagious skin. Sorry. The Lord gave this instruction to Moses: command the people of Israel to remove anyone from the camp who has a contagious skin disease or a discharge, or who has been defiled by touching a dead person. This applies to men and women alike. Remove them so they will not defile the camp where I live among you. So the Israelites did as the Lord had commanded Moses and removed such people from the camp. Then the Lord said to Moses, give these instructions to the people of Israel. If any of the people, men or women, betray the Lord by doing wrong to another person, they are guilty. They must confess their sins and make full restitution for what they have done, adding a penalty of 20% and returning it to the person who was wronged. But if the person who was wronged is dead and there is no relative to whom restitution should be made, it belongs to the Lord and must be given to the priest along with a ram for atonement. All the sacred gifts that the Israelite bring to a priest will belong to him. Each priest may keep the sacred donation that he receives. And the Lord said to Moses, saying, say to the people of Israel, suppose a man's wife goes astray and is unfaithful to her husband. Suppose she sleeps with another man, but there is no witness since she was not caught in the act. If her husband becomes jealous and suspicious of his wife, even if she has not defiled herself, the husband must bring his wife to the priest with an offering of 2 quarts of barley flour to be presented on her behalf. So do not mix it with olive oil or frankincense, for it is a jealousy offering. Imagine a jealousy offering. This is so funny. Oh, for it is a jealousy offering. An offering of inquiry to find out if she is guilty. The priest must then present her before the Lord. He must take some holy water in a clay jar and mix it with a dust from the tabernacle floor. When he has presented her before the Lord, he must unbind her hair and place the offering of inquiry, the jealousy offering, in her hands to determine whether or not her husband's suspicion are justified. The priest will stand before her holding the jar of bitter water that brings a curse to those who are guilty. The priest will put the woman under oath and said to her, if other man has slept with you, you must you have okay. The priest will put the woman under oath and said to her, if no other man has slept with you, and you have not defiled yourself by being unfaithful, may you be immune from the effect of this bitter water that causes the curse. But if you have gone astray while under your husband's authority, and has defiled yourself by sleeping with another man, at this point the priest must put the woman under this oath. Then this thing they Bible. Then then may the people see that the Lord curse is upon you when he makes you infertile. Now may this water that brings the curse enter your body and make you infertile. And the woman will be required to say, yes, let it be so. Then the priest will write these curses on the table of leather and wash them off into the bitter water. So he will then make the woman drink the bitter water. This will be like Igbo tradition. So it may bring a curse and cause bitter suffering in cases of guilt. Then the priest will take the jealousy offering from the woman's hand, lift it up before the Lord and carry it to the altar. He will take a handful as a token portion and burn it in the altar. Then he will require the woman to drink the water. If she has defiled herself by being unfaithful to her husband, the water that brings the curse will cause bitter suffering. She will become infertile, and her name will become a curse word among her people. But if she has not defiled herself and is pure, she will be unharmed and will still be able to have children. This is the ritual law for dealing with jealousy. If a woman defiles herself by being unfaithful to her husband, or if a man is overcome with jealousy and suspect that his wife has been unfaithful, the husband must present his wife before the Lord, and the entire priest will apply this entire law to her. The husband will be innocent of any guilt in this matter, but his wife will be held accountable for her sin. Sorry, let me clean my face. It keeps itching me. I don't know why. And that brings us to the end of Numbers chapter 5. And we proceed to Numbers chapter 6. Then the Lord said to Moses, speak to the people of Israel and give them this instruction. If some of the people Either men or women take the special vow of the Nazirites, setting themselves apart to the Lord in a special way. They must give the wine They must give up wine and other alcoholic drink. They must not use vinegar made from wine. They must not drink other fermented drink or fresh grape juice. And they must not eat grapes or raisins. As long as they are bound by their Nazarite law vow, they are not allowed to eat or drink anything that comes from a grapevine, not even the grape seed or skin. They must never cut their hair throughout the time of their vow, for for they are holy and set apart to the Lord. That is why they must let their hair grow long, and they may not go near a dead body just the entire period of their vow to the Lord. Even if their own father, mother, brother, or sister has died, they must not defile the hair on their head, because it is a symbol of their separation to God. This applies as long as they are set apart to the Lord. If their hair is defiled because someone suddenly fall dead beside them, they must wait for 7 days, then shave their heads. Then they will be cleansed from their defilement. On the eighth day, they must bring two turtle doves or two young pigeons to the priest at the entrance of the tabernacle. The priest will offer one of the birds for a sin offering and the other for a burnt offering. In this way, he must bring atonement for the guilt they incurred for the dead body. Then they must renew their vow that day and let their hair begin to grow again. The days of their vow that were completed before their defilement no longer count. They must rededicate themselves to the Lord for the full term of their vow, and each must bring 1 year old male lamb for a guilt offering. This is the ritual law of the Nazarites. At the conclusion of their time of separation as Nazirites, they must go to the entrance of the tabernacle and offer these sacrifices to the Lord. A 1 year old male lamb without defect for burnt offering, a 1 year old female lamb without defect for a sin offering, a ram without defect for a peace offering, and a basket of bread made without yeast, cakes of choice flour mixed with olive oil and wafers spread with olive oil, along with a prescribed grain offering and drink offering. The priest will present this offering before the Lord. First, First, the sin offering and the burnt offering, then the ram for a peace offering, along with a basket of bread and made without yeast. The priest must also make the prescribed grain offering and drink offering. Then the Nazirites will shave their head at the entrance of the tabernacle and put it on the fire beneath the peace offering sacrifice. After each Nazarite head has been shaved, the priest will take for each of them the bald shoulder of the ram, one cake made without yeast, and one wafer made without yeast, and put them all in the Nazarite hand. The priest will then lift the gift up before the Lord in a gesture of offering. These are the holy portion for the priest, along with the breast and thigh that were lifted up before the Lord. Only the Nazarene may again drink wine. This is the ritual law of Nazarites. If any Nazarite has vowed to give the Lord anything else beyond what is required by their normal Nazarite vow, they must fulfill their special vow exactly as they have promised. Then the Lord said to Moses, instruct Aaron and his sons to bless the people of Israel with this special blessing. May the Lord bless you and protect you. May the Lord smile on you and be gracious to you. May the Lord show you his favor and give you his peace. This is how Aaron and his sons will this will what? This is how Aaron and his sons will designate the Israelites as my own. This is how Aaron and his sons will designate the Israelites as my people, and I myself will bless them. And we proceed to Numbers chapter 7. On the day Moses set up the tabernacle, he anointed it and set it apart as holy, along with all its furnishing and the altars with its utensils. The leader of Israel, the tribal leaders who had organized the census, came and brought their offering. Together they brought 6 cats and 12 oxen, There was a cat for every. Distribute them among the Levites according to the work they they have to do. So Moses prescribed the cat and oxen to the Levites. He gave 2 cats and 4 oxen to the Gershonites division for their work, and 4 cats and 8 oxen to the Merarites division for their work. All the all their work and was done under the leadership of Itamar, son of Aaron. But he gave none of the cats or oxen to the Kehotites division, since they were required to carry the sacred objects of the tabernacle on their shoulder. The leaders have the leaders also presented dedication gifts for the altar at the time it was anointed. They each placed their gift before the Lord. The Lord said to Moses, "Let each leader bring its gift on a different day for the dedication of the altar." So, on the first day, Nashon, son of Aminadab, leader of the tribe of Judah, presented his offering. The offering consisted of a silver plate weighing about 3 1/4 pounds and a silver basin of about 1/3 pounds. These were both filled with grain offering of choice flour mixed with olive oil. He also brought a gold container weighing about 4 ounces, filled which was filled with incense. He brought a young bull, a ram, and a 1 year old male lamb as a burnt offering, a male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 1 year old male lamb for peace offering. This was the offering brought by the Nashon, son of Abinadab. On the second day, Nathanael, son of Zur, leader of the tribe of Issachar, presented his offering. The offering was one consisted of a silver plate weighing about 3 1/4 pounds and a silver basin of about 1/3 pounds. These were both filled with grains offering of choice flour mixed with olive. He also brought a gold container weighing about 4 ounces, which was filled with incense. He brought a young bull, a ram, and a 1 year old lamb as a burnt offering, a male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, and 5 male goats, and 5 1 year old male lamb as peace offering. This was the offering brought by Nathanael, son of Zua. On the third day, Eliab, son of Helon, leader of the tribe of Zebulun, presented his offering. The offering consisted of a silver platter weighing about 3 pounds, 3 1/4 pounds, and a silver basin about 1 and a I don't know, pounds. These were both filled with grain offering of choice flour mixed with olive oil. He also brought a gold container weighing about 4 ounces, which was filled with incense. He brought a young bull, a ram, and a 1 year old male lamb as a burnt offering, a male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 1 year old male lamb for a peace offering. This was the offering brought by Eliab, son of Helon. On the fourth day, Elizur, son of Shudio, leader of the tribe of Reuben, presented his offering. The offering consisted of a silver platter weighing about 3 1/4 pounds and a silver basin about 1/3 pounds. Was where these were both filled with grain offering and of choice flour mixed with olive oil. He also brought a gold container weighing about 4 ounces, which was filled with incense. He brought a young bull, a ram, and 1 year old lamb as a burnt offering, a male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 1 year old male lamb for a peace offering. This was the offering brought by Eleazar, son of Shua. On the fifth day, Shilomel, son of Zerushadiah, leader of the tribe of Simeon, presented his offering. The offering consisted of a silver platter weighing about 3 1/4 pounds and a silver basin of about 1/4 third, I mean 1/3 quarter. I don't know how to pronounce this. That's 1/3 or 4 pounds. These were both filled with grain offering of choice flour mixed with olive oil. He he also brought a gold container weighing about 4 ounces, which was filled with incense. He brought a young bull, a ram, a 1 year old lamb as a burnt offering, a male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 1 year old male lamb for a peace offering. This was the offering brought by Shelumel, son of Zerushadai. On the sixth day of On the sixth day, Eliasaph, son of Duel, leader of the tribe of Gad, presented his offering. The offering was consisted of a silver platter weighing about 3 and a quarter pounds and a silver basin of about 1 and 3/4 pounds. These were bowls filled with grain offering of choice flour mixed with olive oil. He also brought a gold container weighing about 4 ounces, which was filled with incense. He brought a young bull, a ram, and a 1-year-old male lamb as a burnt offering, a male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen for 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 1-year-old male lamb for a peace offering. This was the offering brought by Eliasaph, son of Duel. On the seventh day, Elishama, son of Ammihud, leader of the tribe of Ephraim, presented his offering. The offering consisted of a silver platter weighing about 3 and a quarter pounds and a silver basin of about 1 3/4 pounds, the burnt offering for a peace offering. This was the offering by Elishama, son of Ammihud. Ammihud. Hmm. This one is actually very long. On the eighth day, Gam, Gamaliel, son of Pedasur, presented his offering. The offering consisted of a silver platter weighing about 3 and a quarter pounds as a burnt offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 1 year old male lamb for. This was the offering brought by Gamaliel, son of Pedazur. On the ninth day, Abidan, son of Gideoni, leader of the tribe of Benjamin, presented his offering. Who presented his offering? The offering consisted of a silver platter weighing about pounds and a silver basin about about 1 and 1/4 pounds. These were bowls 3/4 pounds, sorry. These were bowls filled with grain offering of choice flour mixed. He also brought a gold container weighing about 5 ounces, which was filled with incense. He brought a Thank you for watching Cornelius. So awesome. These were both flour mixed with olive oil. He also brought a gold container weighing about 4 ounces, which was filled with incense. He brought a young bull, a ram, and a 1-year-old male lamb for peace offering. This was of Abidab, son of Gideoni. On the sixth day, Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai, leader of the tribe of Dan, presented this offering. The offering consisted of a silver platter weighing about 3 and a quarter pounds and a silver basin of about 1 3/4 pounds. These were both filled with grain offering of choice flour mixed with olive oil. He also brought a gold container weighing about 4 ounces, which was filled with incense. He brought a young bull, a ram, and a 1-year-old male lamb as a burnt offering, a male goat for a sin offering, and 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 1-year-old male lamb for a peace offering. This was the offering brought by Ahiezer, son of Ammishaddai. On the eighth day, Pegal, son of Okran, leader of brought he also brought a gold container weighing about 4 ounces, a 1-year-old male lamb as a burnt offering, a male goat for a sin offering, 2 oxen, 5 rams, 5 male goats, and 5 oxen. On the 12th day, Ahira, son of Enan, leader of the tribe of Naphtali, about 3/4 of choice flour mixed with a gold container weighing about 4 ounces, which was filled with incense. He brought a young bull, a ram, a 1-year-old male lamb, a burnt offering as a burnt offering, male goat for a sin offering, 2 oxen for a peace offering. This was the offering brought by Ahira, son of Enan. So this was the dedication offering for the altar brought by the leader of Israel. At the time it was anointed, 12 silver platter, 12 silver basins, and 12 gold incense container. In all, the silver objects weighed about 6 pounds, about 3.5 pounds for each platter, and 1.75 pounds for each basin. The weight of the donated gold came to about 3 pounds, about 4 ounces for each of the gold container that were filled with incense, 12 bulls, 12 rams, and 12 one-year-old male lambs were donated for burnt offering, along with the prescribed grain offering. 12 male goats was presented for the sin offering, 24 young bull, 60 ram, 60 male goat, 61-year-old male lamb were donated for the peace offering. This was the dedication offering for the altar after it was anointed. Whenever Moses went into the tabernacle to speak with the Lord, he had the voice speaking to him from the two cherubim above the ark's cover, the place of atonement that rests on the ark of the covenant. The Lord spoke to him from there. And we proceed to chapter 8 of Exodus. Thank you for joining me today now. God bless you. The Lord said to Moses, tell Aaron that when he sets up the 7 lamps in the lampstand, he is to place them so their light shine forward. So Aaron did this. He set up the 7 lamps so they reflected their light forward, as the Lord had commanded Moses. The entire lampstand, from its base to its decorative blossoms, of was made of beaten gold. It was built according to the exact design the Lord had shown Moses. Then the Lord said to Moses, now set the Levites apart for the rest of the people of Israel and make them ceremonially clean. Do this by sprinkling them with purification, and have them shave their entire body and wash their clothing. Then they will be ceremonially clean. Have them bring a young bull and a grain offering of choice flour mixed with olive oil, along with a second young bull for a sin offering. Then assemble the whole community of Israel and present the Levites at the entrance of the tabernacle. When you bring the Levite before the Lord, the people of Israel must lay their hands on them. Aaron must present the Levite to the Lord as special offering from the people of Israel, thus dedicating them to the Lord's service. Next, the Levites will lay their hands on the heads of the young bull and present them to the Lord. One will be for a sin offering, the other for a burnt offering, to make atonement for the Levites. Then the Levite stands in front of Aaron and his sons and present them as a special offering to the Lord. In this way, you will set the Levites apart for the rest of the people of Israel, and the Levites will belong to me. After this, they must go in and out of the tabernacle to do their work, because you have purified them and presented them as a special offering. Of all the people of Israel, the Levites are reserved for me. I have claimed them for myself in place of all the firstborns of the Israel. I have taken the Levite as their substitute, for all the firstborn male among the people of Israel are mine, both people and animal. I set them apart for myself on the night I killed all the firstborns of the Egyptians. Yes, I have claimed the Levites in place of all the firstborn sons of Israel and all the Israelites. I have assigned the Levites to Aaron and his sons. They will serve in the tabernacle on behalf of the Israelites and make atonement for them, so no plague will strike them when they approach the sanctuary. So Moses, Aaron, and the whole community of Israel dedicated the Levites, carefully following all the Lord's instruction to Moses. The Levites purified themselves and washed their clothes, and Aaron presented them to the Lord as a special offering. He he then performed the rite of atonement over them to purify them. From then on, the Levites went to their tabernacle to perform their duties, helping Aaron and his son. They carried out all the commands that the Lord gave Moses concerning the Levite. The people also instructed Moses This is the rules of Levites must. This is the Lord also instructed Moses. Sorry, this is the rule the Levite must follow. They must begin serving in the tabernacle at the age of 25, and they must retire at the age of 50. After retirement, they may assist their fellow Levites by performing guard duty at the tabernacle, but they may not officiate in the service. This is how you will assign duties to the Levites. And this brings us to the end of Numbers chapter 8, and we proceed to Numbers spring. During the second year after Israel departed from Egypt, while he and the rest of the Israelites while he and the rest of the people to celebrate the Passover in the wilderness of Sinai, as twilight fell on the appointed day, and they celebrated the festival there just as the Lord has commanded Moses. But some of the men had been ceremonially defiled by touching a dead person, so they could not offer their Passover lamb that day. So they came to Moses and Aaron that day and said, "We have become ceremonially unclean by touching a dead person. But why should we be excluded from presenting the Lord's offering at the Passover time with the rest of the Israelites?" Moses answered, "Wait here until I have received instructions from you from the Lord." This was the Lord's reply. "Say to the Israelites, if any of the people now or in future generation are ceremonially unclean at the Passover time because of touching a dead body, or if they are on a journey and cannot be present at the ceremony, they may still celebrate the Passover. They must offer the Passover sacrifice 1 month later at twilight on the appointed day. They must eat the lamb at the time with bitter herbs and bread made without yeast. They must not leave any of the lamb until the next morning, and they must not break any of the bones. They must follow all the normal regulation concerning the Passover. But those who are ceremonially clean and not away on a trip, yet still refuse to celebrate the Passover at the regular time, will be cut off the community of Israel for failing to present the Lord's offering at the proper time. They will they will suffer the consequences of their guilt. And if foreigners living among you want to celebrate the Passover to the Lord, they must follow these same laws and regulations. The same law apply both to you and the foreigners living among you. The tabernacle was set up on the day the cloud covered it. Then from evening until morning, the cloud over the tabernacle appeared to be pillar of fire. This was the regular pattern. At night, the cloud changes to the appearance of fire. When the cloud lifted when the cloud lifted from over the sacred tent, the people of Israel followed it, and whenever the cloud settled, the people of Israel camped. In this way, they traveled at the Lord's command and stopped whenever He told them to. Then they remained where they were as long as the cloud stayed under the tabernacle. If the cloud remained over the tabernacle for a long time, the Israelites stayed for a long time, just as the Lord commanded. Sometimes the cloud will stay over the tabernacle for only few days, so the people will stay for only few days. Then at the Lord's command they would break they would break camp. Sometimes the cloud stayed only overnight and moved on the next morning. But day or night, when the cloud lifted, the people broke camp and followed. Wherever where Whether the camp stayed above the tabernacle for 2 days, a month, or a year, the people of Israel stayed in the camp did not move on. But as soon as it is lifted, they broke camp and moved on. They, they they camped or traveled at the Lord's command, and they did whatever the Lord told them through Moses. And that brings us as we proceed to chapter 10 of Numbers. Now the Lord said to Moses, "Make two trumpets of beaten silver to be used for summoning the people to assemble and for signaling the breaking of the camp. When both trumpets are blown, the people will know that they are to gather before you at the entrance of the tabernacle. But if only one is blown, then only the leader of the tribe of Israel will come to you. When you sound the signal to move on, the tribe on the east side of the tabernacle will break camp and move forward. When you sound the signal a second time, the tribe on the south will follow. You must sound short blasts to signal forward moving. But when you call the people to an assembly, blow the trumpet using a different signal. Only the priest, Aaron's descendants, are allowed to blow the trumpet. This is a permanent law to be followed from generation to generation. When you arrive in your own land and go to war against your enemies, you must sound the alarm with this trumpet, so the Lord your God will remember you and rescue you from your enemies. Blow the trumpet in time of gladness too, sounding them to your annual festival at the beginning of each month to rejoice over your burnt offering and peace offering. The trumpet will remind the Lord your God of his covenant with you. I am the Lord your God. One day in the mid-spring, during the second year after Israelites departure from Egypt, the cloud lifted from the tabernacle of the covenant, so the Israelites set out for the wilderness of Sinai and traveled on in stages until the cloud stopped in the wilderness of Paran. When the time when the time to move arrived, the Lord gave the order through Moses. The tribes that camped with Judah headed the march with their banners under the leadership of Nashon, son of Aminadab. The tribe of Issachar was led by Nathanael, son of Zua. The tribe of Zebulun was led by Eliab, son of Helon. Then the tabernacle was taken down, and the Gershonite and Merarite division of the Levites were next in the line of march, carrying his tabernacle with them. Then the tribe that camped with Reuben set out with their banner under the leadership of Eliezer, son of Shideo. The tribe of Simeon was led by Shelumiel, son of Zerusheda. The tribe of Gad was led by Eliasaph, son of Deuel. Next came to Kehotites, division of the Levites, carrying the sacred objects from the tabernacle. When they arrived at the next camp, the tabernacle would already be set up at its of Elishama, son of Amihud. The tribe of Manasseh was led by Gamaliel, son of Pedazur. The tribe of Benjamin was led by Abindan, son of Gideoni. Last of all, the tribe that camped with Dan set out under their banner. They served at the rear guard for all the tribe camps. The tribe of Dan headed these groups under the leadership of Ahiezer, son of Amishadiah. The tribe of Asher was led by Pegal, son of Okran. The tribe of Naphtali was led by Ahira, son of Enan. This was the order in which the tribe marched, division by division. One day Moses said to his brother-in-law, Hobab, son of Ruel, the Midianites, "We are on their way to we are on our way to the promised land. Come with us and we will treat you well. For the Lord has given wonderful promises to Israel." But Hobab replied, "No, I will not go. I must return to my land and family. Please don't leave us," Moses pleaded. You know the places in the wilderness where we should camp. Come, be our guide, and we will share with you all the good things that the Lord does for us. They marched for 3 days after leaving the mountain of the Lord with the ark of the Lord's covenant moving ahead of them to show them where to stop and rest. As they moved on each day, the cloud of the Lord hovered over them, and whenever the ark set out, Moses would cry, "Arise, O Lord, and let your enemies be scattered. Let them flee before you." And when the ark was set down, he would say, "Return, O Lord, to the countless thousands of Israel." And that brings us to the end of Exodus chapter 10. And we proceed to Exodus 11. The people soon began to complain to the Lord about their hardship. And when the Lord heard them, his anger blazed against them. Fire from the Lord raged among them and destroyed outskirts of the camp. The people screamed to Moses for help, and when he prayed to the Lord, the fire stopped. After that, the area was known as Taberah. the place of burning, because fire from the Lord had burned among them. Then the rebel who was traveling with the Israelites began to crave the good things of Egypt, and the people of Israel also began to complain. Oh, for some meat, they exclaimed. Remember all the fish we used to eat for free in Egypt, and we had all the cucumber, melon, leeks, onions, and garlic that we wanted. But now our appetites are gone, and days after day, we have nothing to eat but this manna. The manna looked like small coriander, coriander seed, pale yellow in color. The people gathered it from the ground and made flour by grinding it with hand mill or pounding it in mortars. Then they boiled it in a pot and made it into flake cake. This cake tasted like they had been cooked in olive oil. The manna came down on the camp with the dew during the day, during the night, sorry. Moses had all the family standing in front of their tents, weeping and the Lord became very aggravated. And Moses said, "How can you eat the manna and drink the cake?" And the Lord said, "Moses, how am I supposed to get meat for these people? They keep complaining and saying, give us meat. I said to Moses, someone before the I will take some of the spirit that is upon me, upon you, and I will put the spirits upon them also. They will bear the burden of the people along with you. So you will not have to carry it alone. And tell the people to carry it alone. And tell the people to purify themselves for tomorrow. They will have meat to eat. Tell the people to purify themselves for tomorrow. They will have meat to eat. Tell them the Lord has heard your whining, and we are it. You will have to eat it. And it won't be for just a day or two, or for 5 or 10 days or 20 days. You will eat it for a whole month until your gags are sick of it. Plain to him, why did we ever leave Egypt? But Moses said, there are 6,000 foot soldiers here with me, and yet to promise them meat for a whole month. Even if they butchered all our flocks and herds, would this satisfy them? Even if we caught all the fish in the sea, would this be enough? Then the Lord said to Moses, is there any limit to my power? Now you will see whether or not my word come true. So Moses went out and reported the Lord's word to the people. Then he gathered 70 leaders and stationed them around the tabernacle. And the Lord came down in cloud and spoke to Moses. He took some of the spirit that was upon Moses and put it upon the 70 leaders. They prophesied only time, but that was the only time El rested upon them. They were listed among the leaders, but had not gone to the tabernacle. So they prophesied there in the camp. A young man ran and reported to Moses. Eldad and Mildad are prophesying in the camp. Joshua, son of Nun, who had been Moses' personal assistant since his youth, protested. Moses, my master, make them stop. But Moses replied, are you jealous for my sake? I wish that all the Lord's people were prophets, and that the people would put his spirit, that the Lord would put his spirit upon them all. Then Moses returned to the camp with the leaders of Israel. Now the Lord sent sent a wind that brought quail from the sea and let them fall into the camp and all around it. For many miles in every direction of the camp, there was quail flying about 3 feet above the ground. So the people went out and caught quail all day, throughout the night and all the day and all the next day too. No one gathered less than